What could that have done? Careful, I spotted a trap.
In the days of old, the sorcerers of Riverlong cured the sick and healed the wounded through a great power called Source. But a terrible darkness invaded the land, and Source was forever tainted. The sorcerers who once healed now only destroy, and madness has overtaken them. A few brave Source hunters are all that stand between Riverlon and the dark power that threatens to destroy it. Wherever Source appears, hunters follow.
Rise and shine, Master Source Hunters. The captain wants you up on deck. Hear them gulls? Means we're close to shore. I don't ever you go in there, Master Source Hunters. City's full of undead, hungry enough for blood. But you're supposed to investigate that murder, ain't you? They say it's Source that did the Counselor in. Source in a city like Sicil, nowhere safe anymore. Here they are, Captain Sir.
God's blessings on you, hunters. You'll be happy to hear we've reached Sicil. But there's trouble offshore, so we'll have to sail in carefully. Here, have a look. Those are orc ships, and they're blocking our passage. We'll get you as close to the city as we can, and drop you off on the beach. Be wary now. Orcs are on the attack. Undead have closed every route out, and there's a sorcerer on the loose. If we're to get justice for the Counselor, you'll have to keep your wits about you. May the luck of the gods be with you both, Source Hunters.
Okay, I think I figured out the voice thing. I totally fucked that up. Okay, so I had a little bit of problems with the videos so far. First, I wouldn't get out of the main menu, and then my voice thing didn't work. You know, my microphone didn't work, so that's good. So anyway, we're gonna try this again, and we're gonna start a new game again. I'm actually going to take a quick break real quick, and then I'm going to come back and do that. Now that I figured it all out, I actually set my my push to talk on my microphone to a super weird button that I never pick, so that was good. So I'm going to do this again. We're going to start a new game after I come back. I'm going to get something to drink, go to the bathroom, get ready to play some Divinity Original Sin Enhanced Edition. What I'm going to be doing basically is going to be doing like a playthrough, and I'm going to just run it through the story. I'm going to have the story go while I'm recording, while I'm streaming, and we're going to do it from there. So anyway, I will be right back. Okay, I am back. For all of those who don't know me, which is basically everybody, my name is Yarnt2, and I've been streaming for just about a minute, and I am gonna get everything going with this game. Eventually, I hope to get better, but this is kind of what I wanted to do for a while, is stream some games. And Divinity Original Sin actually is one of my favorite games. And why am I starting out doing Divinity Original Sin? I've done Rocket League a little bit before, because that's one of my favorite games as well. But Divinity Original Sin is one of my favorite games right now, and I kind of wanted to do this. Even though Divinity Original Sin 2 is coming out, I hope to get that here pretty soon and start doing that as well. So I will definitely do that when it comes out. But I'm going to try to, go through this. I don't know how far I'm going to go through today, but we're going to figure it out. So here we go. I'm going to start a new game, and hopefully it'll work this time. And I'm not going to take any viewer suggestions because I have 0 viewers. Imagine that. Nobody knows who I am. Alright, so I already have some stuff I wanna do. Everybody, well, nobody saw anything except for nothing, actually. So we're going to try this. I'm going to do it like a tank, and I'm going to do it like a healer. I'm going to try to do like a, I don't know, like a tank, like a warrior tank, and then a healer that's going to be like a Hydrosophist Geomancer deal. You'll see. Let's hit this. Watching my stream just to make sure that it's going, and there is a delay, so I'm having to wait a while. Looks like I clicked the button, but it's not going, so what the hell just happened? Let's not do it again. Let's go back. I'm going to try this again. I'm going to restart the game. I think when I exit the game, when I go to a different window and stuff, that it's freaking out, so maybe this will work. There we go. It looks like it's actually working now. I'm going to name this guy Rob. That is my name. So I'm going to be very original with names here. And like I said, I'm going to be going with a tank here, so let's go fighter. Yep, that's the one. And we're gonna go customize because, well, I want to, let's see, I have this kind of set up the way I want here. There's a picture up here. Oh, there we go. That's the one I want. Jet black hair, even though it's brown. And we're going to go Mohawk, and we're going to give myself some cool undies. A warrior's voice. Let's go with a little bit darker of skin because I'm not super pale. And let's go with, let's give him a beard. Actually, that's a pretty sick beard. Alright. Go with that. We're going to customize the skills. I don't like melee power stance. I am going to go with encourage. And my talents, kind of don't like my precious. It's fine. I was thinking about going thick skin, which will do pretty good. But right now, I think I am going to do bully, and then I'm going to do thick skin, because really armor is not going to matter much. It's not going to matter much early on, so I think I'll do that later. But crushing fist, definitely. Battering ram, I'm going to be knocking some people down, so bully is going to actually be a good one to have. So I think, well, let's put my clothes back on. Nobody wants to see that shit. And except the next one, we're going to go customize. I'm going to make this a male too. In fact, actually, let's go accept. I'm going to name this one. Yeah, I think I'm going to name it Casey. That's my brother's name. And I think I am not going to go Enchanter. There we go, Inquisitor. Even though that's not a healing class, per se, that's a... I'm going to give him a rogue's voice. That is a damage class, but we're going to switch some stuff up here. We're going to take his abilities and skills here. We're going to take away Aerothurge, Pyrokinetic, Witchcraft. We're going to give him Hydrosophist and Geomancer. I'm going to have one left over. When I started this, I put it into Willpower because he's going to need that anyway. Or actually, what I was... Maybe, you know what? Instead of giving him Willpower, because he's not going to need that right now, maybe I will give him... What is that? That's Nasty Deeds, isn't it? Let's see here. Nope, it's not. Personality? That'd be weird. Craftsmanship? It's weird that that's in Craftsmanship, but what the hell ever. Actually, Lore Master. He is going to be my Lore Master. So let's do that. Let's do that, screw it. Let's go to his talents. We're not going to give him Stinky. I was thinking, I do need Far Out Man. But my brother does like animals. So maybe Pet Bow? Kinda want to give him Know-It-All. Let's go ahead and give him Know-It-All. And then we're going to go... Not that, because he is not that anymore. We're going to give him Regeneration. The reason I picked Geomancer is because there's some buffs in there that I like. And I like this spider too. But we're also going to give him Bless, because that removes Curse, and that's fun. Rejuvenation, because he's healing. And Summon Spider, because awesome, right? Alright, so let's do that. And everything seems to be good over there and over there. We need to make him not look like that, though. Let's go... Let's see, he's blonde, so let's pick a blonde one here. And... not a whole lot of blonde ones to pick from. Oh yeah. So we're going to give him that. And we're going to make his hair as close to dreads as I can. Did I pass it or something? Because I know there was one. Oh, that one. I think it's that one. Let me see. Yep, that one. So we're going to do that. We're not going to make him a ginger. Let's go blonde. About like that. And he's going to have a mustache, because that mustache is a little too awesome to not give him. So there we go. Oh, and we're going to give him some cool underwear too. Put his clothes back on. Come on, Casey. Jesus. Accept. And enjoy the video.
In the days of old, the sorcerers of Riverlong cured the sick and healed the wounded through a great power called Source. But a terrible darkness invaded the land, and Source was forever tainted. The sorcerers who once healed now only destroy, and madness has overtaken them. A few brave Source hunters are all that stand between Riverlon and the dark power that threatens to destroy it. Wherever Source appears, hunters follow.
Rise and shine, Master Source Hunters. The cam wants you up on deck. Hear them gulls? Means we're close to shore. I don't ever you go in there, Master Source Hunters. City's full of undead, hungry enough for blood. But you're supposed to investigate that murder, ain't you? They say it's Source that did the Counselor in. Source in a city like Sicil, nowhere safe anymore. Here they are, Captain Sir.
God's blessings on you, hunters. You'll be happy to hear we've reached Sicil. But there's trouble offshore, so we'll have to sail in carefully. Here, have a look. Those are orc ships, and they're blocking our passage. We'll get you as close to the city as we can, and drop you off in the beach. Be wary now. Orcs are on the attack. Undead have closed every route out, and there's a sorcerer on the loose. If we're to get justice for the Counselor, you'll have to keep your wits about you. May the luck of the gods be with you both, sorcerer.
Speaking of amazing beards. Alrighty, let's get it. Dude, I love Pet Pal. It's gonna be so good. Alright, let's get rid of combat log, I think. I want to be me. There we go. Let's do that.
If I didn't know there were orc ships raiding to the west, I'd mistake this for a placid beach.
At least the orcs make a bit of noise when they attack. It's dark-dealing sorcerers that'll strike with neither warning nor mercy.
I think I might change my push to talk. Can't really do that right now though because, well, because what I have my push to talk right now is my middle mouse, and that's this dealy. And I don't like that too much. Oh well, we'll figure it out.
Is that a corpse? What's it doing here alone?
What? Did you expect it to have an entourage?
Did you expect him to have an entourage? The Order of the Source Hunters, a brief history. When Source was trained so many centuries ago, sorcerers who had once brought great good began to wield the force of evil. When one of their kind, Baracus Rex, came to power. He instigated a war that would have undone Rivellon if not for the Council of Seven. These wise rulers ordered a new order of elite warriors especially trained to fight the Swordsmen as Baracus was defeated, and the Order of the Source Hunters began its legacy. Our objective is to eradicate the Source Menace from Rivellon, and the sorcerer, one sorcerer at a time. Recognizing Source. Unlike other forms of magic, Source is particularly difficult to identify. Mages of many years' experience may learn to sense the presence of Source, and others the smell of sick, sweet scent of poison, or hear the barely perceptible scrape of the sword loosened from its hilts. Source may be channeled through certain objects, weapons, gems, or metals. These are unpredictable, as Source itself may inflict terrible harm or magnificent feats of healing upon the wielder or target. Methodology of the Source Hunter. Ours is the order of cunning and cleverness as much as strength and power. The well-trained Source Hunter will examine and question, lift every barrel, analyze each testimony for the faintest breath of a clue. Nothing is insurmountable. If some knot puzzles you, mark its location on your map and return to it when you've learned better methodology of untangling it. There are no limits of Source Hunter's resolve, to a Source Hunter's resolve. No riddle is unknowable, no foe unbeatable, no mystery unsolvable. Nice little pep talk. Junar 21, rejoice, for the statues have granted my wish. Their whimsical nature, however, must not be taken lightly, so before I soar through the sky like an eagle, I shall attempt a mere hop off the cliffs at the beach. It should be a small feat for a man who can fly. If this experiment is successful, the sun shall be my next target. Crazy. Let's go ahead and consume that shell, and it does water resistance. What saith you, Casey?
Can you believe this? The man jumped off a cliff at the behest of some statues of all things.
I'm gonna say pure madness.
Pure madness. How could
Because I want him to
someone
kind of
be
be a
so utterly
skeptical
naive?
asshole. And then Casey's gonna be the, no, everything's awesome, like he is. And that makes him awesome.
Rivellon is no stranger to the supernatural. He might well have flown into the sunset and looked...
Horse hunters! How did they find us?
Take the stone to the temple. These whelps will be easy to crush.
As you say, Madam Conduit.
Arise, fair dead! Seize upon our enemies!
Their leader said something about escaping with a stone.
Stolen from this dungeon, I imagine. Can we get inside? Those thieves were more than petty criminals. Their leader gave life to the dead. What stone could they have been so keen on taking?
We can't well turn away from such an odious show of source. Let's investigate the tomb, see what answers it might reveal.
Until we're briefed on our intended investigation, every wasted moment is an outright defiance of our orders.
Hell yes. God damn it, where's my fancy undies?
Careful, there's a mine in the middle of our path.
Someone must have an interest in protecting whatever's kept here.
You're like a gorilla in a porcelain store.
Crap.
This seems to be broken.
Very good deduction.
I've always heard there's typically more to a king's tomb than meets the eye.
It could be a myth, or it could be our lucky day.
I forgot to read the orders. Source Hunters, your orders are to investigate the recent murder of Counselor Jake and inspect the city of Scythiel for evidence of source magic. Your liaison in Scythiel will be a wizard called Arhu, who is anxiously awaiting your arrival. Due to the nature of our mission, we've put at your disposal some of the most powerful spells and magics known in the Order, but treat them with caution and tread with care. Scrolls such as these are very rare. We'd advise you not blow through your entire arsenal at once. Good luck and Godspeed. Signed, Captain Waitress. I like how they had to put that on the next page. They're like, I'll sign it on the next one. Gravekeeper Ragequin. Tend the graves and the antechamber before moving into the inner rooms. To proceed, stand very close to an impression door and press the button that appears on the right hand side. Blah blah blah. My mushroom.
What's this? I found something.
We made short work of that door, but I don't imagine our weapons would survive such use for long.
Oh shit. Come on. Come on. There you go.
Gorilla in a porcelain store. You're like a gorilla in a porcelain store.
Oh, Casey. Come on, quit messing around.
What's this? I found something.
Aha. Don't run through. Okay. Don't. Thank you.
Look out, I see a trap nearby.
Wonder what you want me to use this fire scroll for.
Time to turn up the heat!
Never fished before. I'm afraid I do not know how.
Nothing but rubbish.
Oh well. Yay, another fishing pole.
I've spotted something interesting.
Jinx.
What's this? I found something.
I think I hear voices downstairs.
The last thing we need is to surprise another angry summoner. I feel uneasy here. I better keep my weapon at the ready. Face the unending darkness.
And that's why you go dual wands. Get off of that tool. My guy hates everything. I have created him well.
A living rat dares disturb the slumber of the dead? A thieving fool insults the sanctity of the grave. The bloodstone defiler, where is it?
Who are you?
In life, I toiled to care for these holy grounds. In death, I protect them from profaners and poachers. The legacy of Cecile is mine to preserve. Her traitors are mine to destroy.
Bloodstone? I don't know what you mean.
I suppose you only crept among these sacred tombs for leisure. I suppose you had no lust for the treasure of the dead. Ha!
I met a trio of strange cult-like figures before the entrance of the tomb. They seemed to have a precious stone in their possession. I'm not gonna lie.
Strange indeed. Robed indeed. Your tricks will not save you from retribution, deceiver. The Bloodstone, deliver it now, and I may deign to end you quickly.
Guy, just shut up. I'll take my leave. Later, bitch.
Run if you like, Defiler. Whichever way you take leads you to the grave.
Bring it, bitch. Casey's being a show-off.
Death never dies, fool. Death in 1,000 forms rules all.
Fucking Casey's a beast. We need to walk over here before we talk to those fucks. Oh yeah, we gotta go talk to the shell guy over here too. I'm gonna have my guy be a prick about it, and Casey try to you know, make sure we don't do anything assholey. But I hope Casey wins this one because there's a lot better treasure in doing the right thing.
Look, look! A wanderer comes my way, walking the sands upon which this poor shell must suffer.
Who are you, Sir Shell?
Call me Ishmael, son of the sea, an outcast upon these wretched shores. An exiled shell.
It's my shell, bitch.
A canopy of arid sky, not his native tender water.
Kinda seems strange you can talk. Not gonna lie.
Of course I can talk. Don't be silly. There's
Oh,
more
yeah.
to me than heart. Indeed, the surprise should be mine. For I still
Forgot all shells can talk.
remember when
That's
orchards
cool.
swung from branches and plucked the vermin out of their neighbor's fur.
You don't really seem to remember your past very fondly, bro.
Time is an indulgent mistress to one who spends happy hours as she passes. But when your existence is one of misery, she becomes a lethargic hobby.
Continue.
Oh, I remember.
Yeah, because I want to hear more.
For I have lain here since antiquity, when the ruins around us were palaces, and the sun-bleached dead merry children.
Continue.
All this I have seen, alive, alone, alas.
But why do you say that you're doomed?
My fate is a cruel one, I assure you. How many snot-noses have held me up against their dirty little ears, only to claim they can hear the ocean?
Okay.
Of course they can hear her, the brats. We are on the very edge of the great aquatic mother, whose embrace I so desperately long for.
Ah, so it's the sea's embrace you long for.
Yes, yes, I, King of Pearls, ache to repose anew on his coral throne. Hurl me toward the water, swing me as far as your arm's strength gives lease, and treasure long sunk I will grant thee.
Alright, I guess I'll decide what to do with you.
Will you return the King of Pearls to the sea, so he may yield you long lost treasure?
King of Pearls. I think I want to take him to the market and sell a fucking talking shell. That's what I want.
King of Pearls, you say? Sounds lucrative. Let's sell him to a local merchant.
Don't be shellfish.
Don't be so selfish. For the sea he longs, so to the sea we should return him.
Damn it, Casey, I'm gonna throw you in the goddamn ocean.
Either you agree to take him with us, or it's you I'll throw into the deep.
Yeah, well, you're the one with the heavy armor, so fuck you.
Someone's sinking to the bottom of the sea here today. And if it's not him, it's you.
Yes, Casey won the argument. Good.
Very well, have it your way.
Liberator, kind benefactor, bless me the might of your sea-bound bitch. The sea, I have returned, where every wave feels like a mermaid's kiss. May the bounty of the deep be yours, along with my eternal gratitude.
Stitch in time, eh, friends? I feel better already.
Oh, already got these.
Oh, hum.
Fucking hate picking up sticks.
Been had by one of them smooth talking salesmen again. Come in here before I sober up.
Yeah. Who the fuck buries a empty vial in the goddamn... The chest is worth more than the goddamn empty vial. Sons of bitches.
Hold it right there, orc scum! No one slips past the Legion unchallenged.
Calm down, Junius. Doesn't look like one of them orcs to me. Not a single horn in sight, you know.
Hung like an orc, though.
Just hold your tongue, will you, Bibius? Can't be too careful. We are sworn to protect Sicil.
Who the fuck are you?
We're legionnaires, of course. On the lookout for orcs, for they've been attacking from the sea. God knows why they do it, but we stand firm. We of the Legion, liberators of Rivellon.
Liberators of liquor too, aren't we, old chum?
Shh! Just pipe down, will you, Bibius?
So, liberators, you say, huh?
A noble word for watchdog, that. For that is what we do. Watch over the local dogs that ever so often aim for one another's throat, and separate them to keep the peace. Separate by the sword, that is.
Oh, snap.
Best way to calm a wily dog is to neuter it. Ha! Spay for pay. Legion's motto.
Just put a sock in it, will you, Bidius?
Seems like you guys have had a drink or two.
Ever cat the watch? Stood on the lookout for hours on end, bored stiff. Boredom's a demon, buddy, and booze is the demon hunter. There. I do declare it's time for this hunter to take another shot. Huzzah!
I'd like to ask you a few more questions.
What you want to know?
What do you know about Counselor Jake?
So, it's Jake you're looking for. Ship sailed on that one, I'm afraid. Fellow's dead. Murdered.
Alright, what can you tell me about murder?
Can't tell you much more, except that I heard he was found face down in a puddle of blood, being used as a water fountain by his own pet mongrel.
They say 'Twas his wife that did it, and I'd bet a bottle of brandy they're right. A devilish flirt, that one.
As if that proves anything. Just keep your trap shut, will you, babbies?
You guys got yourself an orc problem?
Bunch of barbaric bastards, a lot of them. They'll kill your spouse and eat your children. We've been putting up a fight against them, to be sure, but they have the strength of an ox in every single one of their fingers. Takes an army to dress down a dozen.
Well, we did bring a legion.
Just bite your lip, will you, babbies?
I believe we're close to Siseal, right?
Seal, yes. Where fishermen come to live and street dogs come to die. Now, which of the two would you be, then?
Just cut the cackle, will you, babbies? Now then, stranger. If it's the city of Siseal you're looking for, you're heading in the right direction. Even though most folks are trying to escape rather than reach the damn place these days. Not that I could blame them. This place is cursed, I tell you. First the dead rise from their graves, and then entire tribes of orcs sound the trumpets of war. You take to the rifle, lass.
Well, we're here on Source Hunter business, so here's our orders.
So, you're source hunters, are you? And how are we supposed to verify that's true? We can't read, my friend. So for all we know, those papers say you're a polymorph parrot on the lookout for a 2-bedroom birdcage. They don't prove a thing.
You know what? We'll take you two to the wizard. I know he reads. He has books large as a house, that one. Yeah, he'll squeeze the truth out of you, one way or another.
Well, I don't need an escort, especially a drunk one, so just back the fuck off.
I don't need an escort, especially not a drunken one. Back off, or face me.
Are you mad? You'd kill legionnaires? Let's just go to the wizard peacefully.
These two almost mistook us for orcs and would have attacked us for no reason. We must rid the city from menaces such as these.
Do me a favor and calm down, would you? Wouldn't want you to get hurt.
No, we'll do as I say, and there's an end to it.
You defy the Legion, will you? The punishment for that offense is death.
Maybe now you can learn something useful, like how to wash your underthings.
Well, there we have it. 2 dead legionnaires.
This feels wrong. We really shouldn't have.
I think you're right.
Oops, picked the wrong one. Whatever. I think I'm gonna save up for another thing of The fucking warrior skill. Man at arms. There we go. I think I'm going to do one more thing in Hydrosophist. Move out. It's better than mine, but I'd have to level up. But it is twice as good. Fuck it.
I can defeat them all in a blow. Stop. Hammer time. Did you see that? Those orcs had a human commander.
That joker leading those orcs. Damn, traitor, how very disquieting.
Well, Livius and Junius, did they hear the fight?
Yeah, those guys are dead.
Taken before his time. Far before his time.
One day, comrade, vengeance will be ours.
One day coming. Vengeance will be ours. Filthy beasts have killed the last one.
That's right, guys. Got that shit.
What's all this ruckus? Sounded worse than a dozen tomcats fighting over the world's last mackerel.
I said myself, if I don't start earning an extra gold piece an hour, I'll walk out that door.
Good on you. These boss men respect confidence, you know. So what did he say?
Well, what does it matter? Day labour's more suited to my nature anyhow.
Yes, honest pay for an honest day.
Fortify, that's the other one I want. 501. Next level, too. I can get it in just a bit. I don't need it right now.
Avert your gaze, and I'll handle this threat for all. I said to him, I said myself, if I don't start earning an extra gold piece an hour, I'll walk out that door.
Good on you. These boss men respect confidence, you know. So what did he say?
Well, what does it matter? Day labour's more suited to my nature anyhow.
Yes, honest pay for an honest day.
Like bringing a wolf to a hen house.
Nonsense. Listen. She's purring.
What fool would trust a two-bit...
Ah, but I see we've suffered another orc landing. And judging by the relative ease with which it was dispatched, I can only come to one conclusion. Source hunters have arrived in Sicil. You're as welcome as a glass of cooled milk on a hot day, my friend. I'm Ahu, at your service. It was I who requested your presence in this troubled city. So you were, and so you weren't. Behold! There we are. Meet my other half, Hunter. Ha ha! No need to look so flabbergasted. I may be a wizard rife with tricks and guile, but I assure you my plea is an earnest one. So, now that the cat is out of the bag, let us turn to the matter of Councillor Jake's murder. It's hard to put my finger on it, but I can feel in my very whiskers that sorcery was at play. Visit the scene of the crime, and I'd bet sardines for salad you'll say the same. Captain Aureus, though, the local commander of the Legion, insists I'm seeing ghosts. I insist he's blind to all but the undead.
Nonsense.
Jake was murdered in a downstairs room of the King Crab Inn, up in Sicil proper. The Legion keeps it under lock and key, though, so you'll need Aureus's permission should you want to have a peek. So there are, or rather, there is. Popular opinion has it his wife did the deed, but to be frank, I have my doubts. She seems a likely candidate, to be sure, but that would make her a sorceress. Esmeralda knows how to charm, yes, but I just don't see her magic extend beyond a frolicsome look and wink. Still, don't simply take my word for it, Hunter. It may be well worth your while to cross-examine her yourself. The Legion has her under guard in her shop near the town square. That's where you'll find poor Jake's widow. A human, you say? Truly? But that would be like a kitten leading a wolf pack. And yet, I have heard rumors about a sect of sorts, a shadowy set of worshippers that associate even with orcs. Some say they're sorcerers, but people will say that about anyone who behaves a bit strangely nowadays. I don't quite know what to make of this news, but thank you for informing me. It'd be foolish to dismiss such a curious event out of hand. Ah, the undead. They've been clawing their way out of the ground for 2 years now. And for 2 years the stalemate between them and the living has been dragging on at a weary pace indeed. The Legion did a good job keeping them at bay, but I think it's fair to say that without my magic-infused ballistary, they'd have gotten the better of us by now. Someone is responsible for the outbreak. Necromancers are at work, but who are they and where do they hide? Alas, that searching for them is like searching for a single louse in a lion's mane. Unfortunately, that is absolutely correct. The Orc siege is yet another hairball stuck in this city's already choking throat, and it shows no signs of abating. We've cordoned off the western beach where most Orc activity has been reported. For the 9 lives of me, I can't seem to figure what they're doing here. There's nothing of interest along the waterfront, except for a set of caves with an unfavorable reputation. Maybe they're after some pirate's treasure, the fools. Oh, but that's not a trick. It's a blessing. Or does it surprise you that I enjoy taking a feline guise? Such magic is a gift, Hunter. To tread upon the realm of instinct. Even articulate speech, perhaps humanity's greatest asset, cannot give expression to something so inextricably innate. To be out in the night, to stalk on silent paws and hunt with only the moon as your witness. You couldn't possibly imagine the thrill. But of course it's handy to speak in more than meows. And I couldn't brew potions or make machines without opposable thumbs. This I freely admit. Let's just say I have found a way to enjoy the best of 2 worlds. I'm glad we've met, Source Hunter. And I'm certain we have a lot more to talk about. Feel free to visit me whenever you want. I've set up a workshop in the Legion's headquarters. Once you're there, just take the stairs, but do pay a visit to Aureus first. He may bark like a beagle with its tail stuck in the door, but you won't get very far in your investigation without speaking to the de facto leader of Sicil. And with that, I bid you adieu, Hunter. Adieu and good luck. May your enemies prove to be mere mice, and you the dauntless mouser.
Sects, undead, orcs. Looks like we have our work cut out for us.
At least we won't be bored. How about we go see that Aureus chap, Arthur?
These boss men respect competence, you know. So what do they say?
Well, what does it matter? Day labour's more suited to my nature anyhow.
Yes, honest pay for an honest day.
Salutations! Source hunters, I see. I'm Sergeant Curtius, proud protector of this house of Legion goods. Curtius is my name, the Legion is my calling. This is a storing house for Legion supplies.
Perhaps the most important building in the realm, by my and others' estimation. And I, Sergeant Courteous, have been trusted to guard it.
Bringing your little orcish... Ah! Who better than a proven orc crusher to convince my dumbbell of a friend here that orcs are predators?
That's a terrible Sean Connery.
Enough of that.
Way better than I could do, but still kind of terrible.
But this one has been reformed. Anyone can see that she's completely docile. But my prejudiced friend here still wants to kill her.
Maybe before the great orc raid we had time to indulge Ninius's idiotic obsessions.
Ninius.
Needed at our posts. I can hardly believe I've been wasting time protecting an orc when I should be running them through.
Excuse my friend's violent outbursts. He hasn't enjoyed a woman's touch in quite some time now. It makes him a bit edgy.
Your woman's touch is less of a loving caress and more of a claw shanked brutally through the throat. I'll take my chances as a bachelor, thanks.
My friend here and I were patrolling outside the city walls, when who did I see creeping along the shore but this lovely orcish lady? For a brief second, as long as eternity, we locked eyes. Perhaps confused by the butterflies in her stomach, she sprang up and began running, claws bared towards Marius. Fortunately for him, I had the presence of mind to ignore my sword and instead adroitly fling my pouch of trinkets towards her. A vial of love potion shattered over her head, and when she turned to face me, she became instantly enamored. I'm sure she must have been compelled to join the Orcish army under some kind of duress. A lady with such a sweetly savage manner would never willingly join up with those vicious marauders.
Ha! I can assure you there wasn't a hint of sweetness in those murderous eyes when she lunged at my throat. She may be confined here for now, but who's telling when she'll escape and who she'll rip to shreds?
I've always had an amateur interest in all things alchemical. When I read in an esteemed periodical from the Wizards of Youthful Gore about an amazing opportunity that could change my life, I had to act fast or lose the once-in-a-lifetime deal. I sent away for the world-famous love potion, available for a limited time only, and it has worked exactly as promised.
You see what a fool my friend has been, spending all his cash on snake oil and bringing a temporarily tranquilized monster into our midst to boot.
What kind of monster would lie in a published advertisement? I'm sure the effects of the potion will be everlasting, as printed.
It said it on the internet, it must be true.
You see, he'd believe it was noon at midnight if he read it on a printed pamphlet. Please tell me you can reason with him, or ditch reason and use your sword to save him from his murderous darling.
She's got to be put down. If this love potion...
Agreed. I've never met an orc I trusted, charmed...
Glad to hear I'm not the only one with
No!
Really feel that wasn't a dick move on Casey's part. I think he would just be like, yeah, dude, she's gonna fuck shit up once she, comes to, so I think that'll be good.
It's you we need protection from, murderer. Fortunately, the Wizards of Youthful Gore make a revenge elixir that will show you what's what.
Go ahead and throw your sugar water on me if you like. Your foolishness is no longer my problem.
Burn.
Thank you, stranger. If you ever need help, I'll do my best to repay you.
Do my best. Sorry, got confused of where I was going. Oh shit.
Say, no one's around. You wouldn't raise a fuss if I, borrowed one of these fish, would you?
Let's see. Halibut? Borrow, indeed. I'll sooner meet a cat wizard than see that merchant repaid.
Come now! I'll be good for it, I swear! Oh, my story's tired by now. I was happy enough, prosperous enough, before these lean times around Sicil began. Still, that doesn't waive a man's need to eat, you know. I never would have dreamt of resorting to petty theft during better times, but what choice have I got now? If it's steal or starve, I'll choose steal. So what do you think? Should I snag a fish?
That merchant has to eat too, you know. Leave the fish alone.
Watch the undead quiver in their mouldy boots.
Yes, you know what they say.
I suppose you've got a point. Another day, another rum. Fed a hungry man, you know.
And just to be a dick.
Oh!
Suck it.
What are ye staring at? Captain Jack's the name, though the title may be a little generous at the moment. My crew ran off, and I can't find enough hardy souls to help me reload the ship and sail off. Those scallywags heard there be silver in the Lacula mines, and they abandoned ship like the lily-livered turkeys they are. Haven't seen them since the day we docked.
Let's see. Halibut, sheep's...
Alright, let's go see Arius.
Well, hello there!
Hold on, I'm going through other people's barrels, bitch.
A source hunter? But don't tell me we've got to worry about dark magic on top of it all!
Give me your money! There, you can have a stick. You know, I'm trying to get a good deal out of this. Really? Fine, take your 1 gold, bitch. Should kill you, Jesus.
You don't think it's infected, do
Sorry,
you?
sir.
Come on now, I pulled her off you before she could do any real damage.
Any real damage? Are you joking? I've been mauled. I'll be disfigured for life. Hey, who's that then? Come on, stand where my good eye can see you.
Easy, Tull. That's the source hunter you're talking to.
She may have the look of a woman if you squint hard enough, but she's no more than a wild animal. We got reports of a strange-looking outsider skulking through the town with her bow drawn. I found her crouched behind a tree, taking aim at a fat old rat trotting along the city walls. I tapped her on the shoulder to see what was what, and the beast startled like a wild cat and lunged right at me.
Bit Tullia right in the face, she did. It wasn't pretty, and now it's got a chunk ripped off it to boot.
Enjoy it while you can, Ver. There's not another legionnaire in the cohort that'll have you if I go rabid.
Well, that's to be decided. She doesn't seem to be sick, despite Tully's moaning. We can't keep her here forever, but we can't well send her into the wilds again, can we?
Perhaps it'd be worth taking this stranger under our wing. She'll likely come in handy, if we can trust her to watch our backs.
After all, a fearless hunter might prove quite useful for our investigation.
Well, that's a relief, ain't it? We found a good home for her after all, Tull.
Sorry, sir.
Heed me, Source Hunter. She's not good for anything more than cannon fodder. And don't turn your back on her when she's got that bow within arm's reach.
Face! To the barracks! March! Recruits! That was sloppier than Sicilian stew. Again!
Source Hunter. I have heard tales both grand and terrible about the world of humans. I myself was caged one moment and freed the next by our kind. In Home Forest, every creature acts according to the nature of its kind. Birds frighten easily, badgers fear little. But amongst men, there are no guarantees.
Attention! About face! To the barracks! March! Recruits! That was sloppier than Sicilian stew. Again! Those boots will embarrass a bridge troll. Get the shining recruits.
Sorry, sir.
Attention! About face! To the barracks! March! Recruits! That was sloppier than Sicilian stew.
It is strange to stand with one foot in the forest and the other in the city, Source Hunter. I am glad that now I have you standing beside me. Even if one burns hot while the other wheezes cold, perhaps in time I will come to know my own kind as you have. And perhaps then I will decide for myself whether ours is a noble kind.
Funny, Private.
Sir, no, sir.
Damn. As you will see in this video, I am not above stealing. In fact, I rather love it. I'm gonna wait till Arias comes over here so I can steal all of his shit.
What have we here, then?
Go, Baradaughter.
Hunter, eh? Well, look, do what you must in Sicil, but don't make waves and don't interfere with the Legion's affairs. You hear?
was really hoping to find something better.
Awesome. This should be easy for you to identify. It's yours. I do not believe I have stolen enough yet. I'll have to come back for that. I don't think it'll be there, though. I don't really need that shield, I guess. Well, I don't need that either that much. I mean, it'd be nice. Yeah, I can afford that. I'll do it.
I'm Captain Aureus, if you must know, leader of the Legion in Sicil. By which I mean I have the enviable task of commanding a battalion of walking dead. For I fear it may well be but a matter of time before the undead undo all my soldiers and turn them into driveling hordes of their own misshapen number. Gods above! Some politician snuffs it and everyone's in an uproar. Ridiculous! I told that wizard brat of an Ahu not to bother, but he just had to send for source hunters, didn't he? Bloody magicians. They see a pigeon poop and think sorcery's afoot. Nevertheless, I want to be kept in the loop, understand? I am in command of this town, not Mayor Cecil, not Ahu, and definitely not some hotshot source hunter. So investigate Jake's death if you feel so inclined, but report back to me the moment you discover something out of the ordinary. The scene of the crime is over at the King Crab Inn. You can tell the guard you have my permission to enter. Now off with you! Esmeralda is Jake's wife. Well, widow. Everyone in town, down to the crabs on the beach, is convinced she killed him. Now, the girl has the reputation of being a flirt. There is that. But that doesn't suffice as evidence, wouldn't you say? Or do source hunters rely on hearsay alone, perhaps? That certainly would explain some of the cock-ups you lot have made in the past. What? You're going to stand there and claim with a straight face your order never wrongly tortured and executed anyone? Hardly. But I won't stand for such nonsense. If you bring evidence before me, I'll evaluate it with perfect objectivity. The Legion relies on reason, see? Not idle superstition. If you must. Bravo! Figured that one out, did you? I haven't been stuck here for 2 years because we're being besieged by fluffy kittens, you know. Those brain-feasting freaks out there keep on coming. And it takes all the sword arms and all of Ahu's half-baked contraptions to keep them at bay. Keeping them at bay, that is all we do. Were that I could break their backs once and for all. How am I enjoying it? Are you spoiling for a fight, Hunter? Are you? Syceal stinks of fish, reeks of orcs, and on a good day the wind disperses the stench of decomposing corpses. I can't remember the last time I had a proper piece of steak, and by now I retch at the mere sight of sardines. So in conclusion, I am not enjoying Syceal. We are the pride of Rivellon, to be found and to be seen everywhere. We don't hide in the dark and lurk in corners like some I could mention. No, we protect the civilized from the barbaric, and we do so impeccably. I'd say they're looking for weak spots in our defenses. They can't make an attack over land for fear of Ahu's magical machines, so they're trying their luck by sea. They won't succeed, though. Not against the Legion. Yes, and he also spends most of his time in the guise of a cat, licking God's knows which body parts. Sects, sorcerers. He'll be seeing flying
He's just
carpets
jealous.
Source Hunter, welcome, welcome.
Striking it rich!
Probably best not to yell when you're trying to steal shit, bitch. Dum 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 dum. You don't see me? Yeah.
But certainly. What would you like to know? Oh, I am but a wizard, a guardian of man and beast, and indeed...
I think we already talked about this.
My task upon this earth is to protect the... You see, my one desire is to witness a world in which every... To my great regret, none of them purr as yet. Oh, but that's not a trick. Such magic to be out and... But of course it's handy to... Oh, that'll never... I'm my own wizard, you know. And I don't intend to become anyone's familiar. And what might they...
Ah, here we go.
Those who are raising the dead dwell among us. They simply must be. But even though I've spent many a night leaping from tree to rooftop, watching on as citizens stagger home from the inn or simply burn the midnight oil, I haven't spied a single soul worthy of true suspicion. The enemy is wily. They know us better than we know them, and they've found ways to avoid both detection and distrust. Yet I am somehow convinced that you may succeed where the Legion and I have failed. Call it instinct. You have a flair for understatements, Hunter. I'm sure they are but a minor nuisance in the eyes of a born warrior. But to the Legion they are green-skinned death incarnate. Until they conclude what mischief they intend to see through, or, less likely, they are conclusively defeated, we can but bar the gates and hole up like mice while the cats are on the prowl. Oh, a mere trifle for one with the intellect of a feline and the engineering skills of a human. You basically construct a classic ballista, add a 100% legally obtained self-regenerating source of destructive magic to it, and Bobcat's your uncle. By all means. Of course, I hope your investigation fares well. I can but piece together what few morsels fell from the grapevine into a rather disappointing meal, I'm afraid. They say a woman arrived in the King Crab Inn sometime after midnight. She retired to a room on the ground floor where she was soon joined by a man who had been nursing the same cup of wine for hours. I say man and woman because both of them were cloaked and recognized by none. About an hour later, another figure arrived, headed for the same room. Soon after, a terrible commotion erupted and the thundering light of magic was witnessed by the few remaining patrons. It took a while for the landlord to pluck up the courage to enter the mystery room. When finally he did, he found Jake there, dead. How and why he came to be there, no one knows. But I had a good look around the scene of the crime before the Legion barred anyone from entering. The traces of magic I felt were vile. Source, no doubt. I myself have none, even though the rest of the town has already mentally tried and convicted Jake's wife, Esmeralda. Now, it may well be established that she is in fact the guilty party. I'm not claiming that I'm certain she's innocent, but let's just say that if I really thought this murder case would be so very easily resolved, I wouldn't have sent for source hunters. I can't say much more, but that they're madmen, all the more dangerous to us because of their alliance with what should be a natural enemy. You won't see me teaming up with a terrier in a hurry.
Greetings, Beanstalk.
Don't let that rooster escape. He's already on the menu for tonight.
Isn't it a chicken's destiny to be eaten? We should catch it and give it back to the cook.
Wait a minute.
My brother is a bleeding heart vegan.
I want him free.
So you'd be like, no, bitch! I want him to stay alive!
If this chicken belongs to the chef, setting it free would be the equivalent of theft.
Plenty of tasty dishes can be made saw meat, but with equal nutritional value.
Damn it,
Him
Casey
free.
won.
All right, we'll do it your way.
Why did you let my chicken escape? You let my chicken escape? Looks like it's your lucky day, Jack. Now to tell the troops they're getting nothing but the cornbread.
Well, Source Hunter, you come to the right place, you have. I got every style of equipment to fit you from head to foot, if it's a trade you're after. Well, Source Hunter, you come to the right place, you have. I got every style of equipment to fit you from head to foot, if it's a trade you're after.
As good as a new penny. Into the fray once more.
Rivellon's finest work up mighty fine appetite.
Source Hunter. A sight for sore eyes, if ever there was one. I know you're probably knee-deep in that awful murder investigation, but truth be told, the Legion could use your help as well. We've been conducting a series of expeditions into undead territory, and I'm afraid I must admit they've met with very little success. Lieutenant Selenia, at your service. I'm Captain Aureus' second-in-command, but rest assured I am a lot more kindly inclined towards source hunters than he is. Now, I certainly don't mind a bit of healthy competition, and even rivalry between our orders, but I, for one, have no intention of looking a gift horse in the mouth. And that is exactly what your presence in Sicil is, Source Hunter. A gift and a blessing. Only heroes such as yourself can make a true difference in this troubled part of the world. Such is my honest conviction. The undead. I pitied them at first. Many among them were once kind and innocent civilians of Sicil, after all. No longer do I feel that way, though. Too many of my soldiers have fallen. The dead must be put down without mercy, if we can. The bravest among my men and women tell me they are weaker in the west and stronger in the east. So I suggest you head westward if you want to flex your muscles and test the waters before blindly diving to your death. I shall be very glad to share what information I can give you. If ever we want to be victorious in Sicil, we have to track down the root of the undead uprising. Under the Pact of Volunteers, 3 expeditions were launched to do just that. But so far, none of their participants have returned. 3 landmarks were chosen for further investigation. The lighthouse, the burial mounds, and the old church. Places fraught with danger all. There's a lighthouse to the west, up on the bluffs, overlooking the sea. No man has gone there in a decade, and yet a light shines from its pinnacle every night. The locals say it's haunted, and half a dozen legionnaires have gone to find out whether or not those are mere tall tales. I fear for their safety. There are ancient burial grounds to be found north of the city. As good a place as any to start looking for necromancers, wouldn't you say? A local archaeologist offered to tag along with the men. Here's hoping his knowledge on the subject may prove to be of use to them. There's a church to the northeast of here, built atop the very place where once stood a temple dedicated to the Source. All superstitious mumbo-jumbo, if you ask me. But when the dead rose, that is when they were first spotted. Hence the expedition. So I did. The Pact of Volunteers. Many legionnaires will do whatever it takes to go home, which is why I personally sign their transfer orders the moment they make it back from a mission behind enemy lines. The chances of survival during these sorties are only about 1 in 10, you see. So my soldiers are free to volunteer, and if they are successful, they just bought themselves a boat ride home.
A good day to you.
Before I go talk to Esmeralda, I'm going to take a quick break. Be right back. Alright, let's do this.
So tell me, Septimus, would your wife or sweetheart be compensated by the Legion should tragedy befall you on the battlefield?
I suppose so. But seeing that I'm not...
Lords above, grant me patience. You're a source hunter, aren't you? Here because you think I killed my husband. How many times do I need to state and restate my complete innocence in the matter?
Actually, seems pretty good, actually. I'll take that. Such good stuff. I don't know. Hold on. really don't have the money. Well, I have the money for... I really don't need that, though. 4, 6. Okay. No, that and that. Yeah. Oh, I can't afford it. What, by 8? No, by 6. Oh, I can muster up some money for that.
I am Esmeralda, wife of Jake, and now, alas, his widow. Poor man. We were both so young when we married. He so rich and I so poor, but his one and only princess just the same. Like I told just about every legionnaire in town, I don't know anything about poor Jake's murder. I want his killer found and tried, but everyone suspects me of this evil deed. And you're no different, are you? So what happened? Some of them tittle-tattling crab chasers down the pub call me a murderous gold digger and you believe them? These insinuations truly go beyond the pale. Oh, I think I'm getting one of my headaches. Well, what do you want to know? Can you tell this is the most ancient city in Andervale? That pagan statue jutting out from the harbour is thousands of years old, in fact. If an orcish cannon damages any of the ancient structures, there'll be hell to pay. They came out of nowhere. Must have been, 2 years ago now? The very heart of winter. I smelt them before I saw them in the night. Torchlight reflected in their eyes like it does in predators. But these were no wolves. These were our ancestors, come to devour their offspring.
To be quite adamant about her innocence.
We'll need to look for evidence if we want to prove she actually did the evil deed.
Oh, actually, I need to go upstairs first. Yoink. Smelly panties.
Sigurd's beard, what a find!
Now I should go over here.
A book about setting up the perfect crime.
Esmeralda has interesting taste in literature.
By Mr. Giggles. Stealing all your shit.
If only the popular girls from the Source Academy could see how edgy and dangerous you've become. If only the popular girls from the Source Academy could see how edgy and dangerous you've become.
Mom, what a strong and handsome officer you are.
Ah, so that's what that did. bloody dagger. Could this have been involved in the crime?
It certainly piques one's interest, doesn't it?
Gives you 1 charisma.
You there, cut it out! Assure me, dear Septimus, that you haven't been fighting those awful orcs. I can't bear to imagine something would happen to you.
Oh, but don't you worry, my lady. We Legionnaires are highly trained soldiers who fear neither orc nor...
The hunter returns! I hope you are here to shop. Listen, if you're going to accuse me of something, perhaps it is you who should explain your presence in my cellar. And the dagger? It's simply a butcher knife used by my late husband to cut meat. He did so love to cook, the dick. What'll you think of next? Accusing me of bashing him over the head with a frying pan? Oh, that horrid tome of ill repute. It isn't mine, it was Jake's. He was a politician, don't you see? Always on the lookout for plotting rivals. Always trying to be one step ahead. Really, I should have thought a source hunter of all people would appreciate my dear husband's sense for survival.
What? Oh, it's you! Come closer then. Closer? My ears aren't what they used to be. Nor my eyes, for that matter. Yes, hello, Source Hunter. Our city welcomes you. What? Oh, hello again. Please tell me how I can help you during your investigations. I know your plate is full enough to fill you for days.
Striking it rich!
What? Oh, hello again. Please tell me how I can help you during your investigations. I know your plate is full enough to fill you for days.
A source hunter! Oh, what a sight for sore Sicilian eyes!
My elf? What elf? Oh, myself. I am Cecil, Mayor of Sicil, and husband of the stately Cecilia. I've been the mayor here for decades, and I'm quite eager to see Sicil through these difficult times. Yes, very difficult times indeed. Oh, what? Oh, you mean Sicil? Very difficult times indeed. As though the death of Jake, and by source magic no less, weren't enough. We're also facing all sorts of brutish intruders. The undead have overrun all but one northern trade route, while the orcs are making a habit of savaging our beaches. That's not to mention that at the top of this whole caboodle, there's rumors of some new religious sect or cult or some such sticking its tendrils into the innocent, seven-fearing folks of Sicil. And, while we're on the subject of troubles, I myself have a private matter I'd like to bring to your attention. It involves a magic relic I rather foolishly sought. A weapon called the Staff of Pergamon. Jake, murdered? Oh, yes. Yes, now I recall. Indeed. I could hardly believe it myself. The Council and I have certainly had our differences over the years, but old squabbles evaporate under such circumstances. Most of the townsfolk are certain Jake's wife Esmeralda is responsible. In fact, the Legion have taken her into protective custody to keep her safe from the mob. As you can imagine, I've known Esmeralda for years. That business between her and the Duke of Ferrol was always a bit, suggestive. But I've never had cause to suspect her of violence. Still, one never knows for sure. An all-right bloke, apart from all this Esmeralda nonsense. The whole town knows the only goal of his business trips to Sicil is to spend a night or two at the King Crab Inn with Mrs. Counselor. What now? Oh, you mean the staff of Pergamon? Yes, yes. I was expecting a shipment of weapons, and among the cargo was this very powerful, very rare staff. I managed to place the order through means somewhat, atypical to a government official. Cecil proved an old fool, though. For the merchant slated to deliver it to me has just informed me that the damn thing has gone missing. I fear it may have fallen into the wrong hands, and I wonder if you could retrieve it for me. His name is Conrad, captain of the Tide Splitter, a merchant ship still docked at the Sicil harbor. You can talk to him if you think it'd help, but I'd quite like to avoid getting the Legion involved, if you don't mind. The staff itself contains a shard of an ore, highly valued for its use in the weapons of war. I know use of the material to be forbidden, but I was desperate to do something to aid the townsfolk against the undead. What? The undead? Yes, for the past 2 years those blasted skeletons have all but suffocated this city. With all but one trade route overrun, Sicil's once torrential commerce has slowed to a pathetic trickle. Well, I do believe that's something your parents ought to have discussed with you long ago, Source Hunter. But I suppose if you really don't know, I'd be remiss if I didn't at least explain the basics. Ah, you see, when a lady and a fellow find each other rather nice, well, rather more than nice, they occasionally, well, they... Oh, this is nonsense. I'm the mayor for the 7th sake. I can't be bothered to chat all day about the birds and the bees when Sicil's under siege by orcs, undead, and cultists. That depends. What kind of berries are you interested in? The library. Yes, yes, you must have a visit. It's the gem of Sicil. Would you like to have a look? I'll escort you upstairs myself. Marvelous. Follow me then. What? Oh, yes. This library is the jewel in Sicil's crown, the beacon of culture and learning in our fair city. My Victoria has every volume you could possibly imagine, and she's got every speck of information about this place packed into her brilliant brain. Yes, Victoria's come a long way from that little bundle of claws and teeth I adopted so long ago. It brings a tear to my eye just seeing her here among her beloved books. What? Oh, yes, yes. I'll be on my way back downstairs now. Please introduce yourself. I know Victoria will be happy to make your acquaintance.
Esmeralda does have a propensity for all things new.
Omnes autem mali demonis quam. What? What is this? Who are you to interrupt my musings? By Naga the Protector, they have the manners of boors, these boatmen of Sicil. Oh, but perhaps I spoke too soon. Perhaps I was mistaken. For you hardly resemble the local fisher folk, which, incidentally, is a compliment of copious dimensions indeed. No, a source hunter, that is what you are. Yes, a stalker of sorcery, a chaser of charms pernicious. In truth, I cannot go so far as to say it is a pleasure to make your acquaintance, for I take no pleasure in the company of man. But it may just be to our mutual advantage to join forces nonetheless. Why, simply because you hunt source, and I, Jehan, hunt demons.
Jahan. I thought it was Jahan.
Both of these pests frequent the same shadowy pools of infamy. Now, I hate what I hunt, but I respect its cunning. Should I not, I'd have been decimated body and soul long since. This is a sentiment I'm quite certain you must recognize. Let there be strength in cunning, yes, but also in numbers. The calculus of wizardry I offer you, the might of the magician's mastermind. On one condition, that on our joint travels we will never deal with demonic entities, no matter how tempting their propositions. Give me your word on this, and I'll weave you spells.
Very well. There will be no deals with demons.
Agreed. Nothing good ever came from bargaining with those devils anyway.
Most gratifying. I see you are firm of purpose and thereby ready to descend. Descend into the madness that is sorcery, into the depths where demons dance. Gladly shall I follow you into the abyss. Onward, blood and triumph await.
Esmeralda does have a propensity for all things naughty. In the name of Amun-Hor, I bid thee Tujta Geta Hal. Be welcome, human. My library is yours, as I hope your friendship is mine.
Treasure! I am Victoria. When I was very young, the fisherman who found he raised me like... Indeed, you... The knight in see-through armor, Princess Buttercup with the blushing bottom, Stentekun. Esmeralda does have a propensity for all things naughty, hasn't she? Volume 1, Volume 2. But where has the third one gone? Shatsu. Sometimes I think these books sprout little legs in the night. See-through armor, Princess Buttercup with the blushing bottom.
I've got my eyes on the prize.
Esmeralda does have a propensity for all things naughty, hasn't she? The knight in see-through armor, Princess Buttercup with the blushing bottom. Stentekun. Esmeralda does have a propensity for all things naughty, hasn't she? The knight in see-through armor. Princess Buttercup with the blushing bottom. Stentical. Esmeralda does have a propensity for all things naughty, hasn't she?
Here for your daily serving of veggies. Please partake of the plumpest produce ever produced.
No better solution to the zombie problem than a set of silver arrows.
Toe of snake, wing of worm, brewam's... Ah, gracious patron, I see your tired eyes looking a bit teary. I've just the potion for that. Or would you prefer a toasty fire spell to dry those vapours?
Watch the undead quiver in their mouldy boots.
I need to learn rain.
Well, hello there.
Watch the undead quiver in their mouldy boots.
Aaron has as many friends as the man with many cheeses.
Join the Spud Club if you got an eye for farm potatoes.
Aaron has as many friends as the man with many cheeses.
No better solution to the zombie problem than a set of silver arrows.
Paid a big cheese on your block with a wheel of the good stuff.
No better solution to the zombie problem than a set of... Well, what sort of arrows do you want? Freezing? Silver? Poison? Get to the point.
Aaron has as many friends as the man with many cheeses.
Let's see. Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomatoes.
Not in the mood for cheese. Their excuse is more holes than a slice of this fine almond.
Potions to bemuscle you, scrolls to entussle you.
Aaron has as many friends as the man with many cheeses.
Any takers? Come on, you chickens!
Wrestling and earth elemental will inject some vim into your routine.
Well, hello there.
Paid a big cheese on your block with a wheel of the good stuff.
Let's see. Halibut, sheep's cheese, tomatoes.
Join the Spud Club if you got an eye for farm potatoes.
Bleeding waste, standing here without so much as a piglet in the pen.
Potions to bemuscle you, scrolls to entussle you.
again. Do feel free to depart from Cyseal at your earliest convenience.
Recruits, that was sloppier than Sicilian stew. Again! Those buzzing barries are Brixton. Get the shining recruits.
Sorry, sir. Sorry, sir. Sorry, sir.
You think that's money, driver? Sir, no, sir. Barry's a Bristol. Get the shining recruit.
Sorry, sir.
Oh, my good man. Drink, please.
You there! A moment of your indulgence, if you please. You are the Source Hunter, are you not? The hero the whole of Cyseal is abuzz about. The talk of the town. The juiciest grape on the grapevine. Such a pleasure to meet you. A delight. No, scratch that. It is so much more than a delight. It is an intervention of fate. Yes, that's it. Fate has put me on this very spot so I may tell you all about a most intriguing opportunity indeed. Mendius, at your service. What is my profession? Well, I'll tell you what it used to be, and that is a man of medicine. But what does a man of medicine do but mend what has first been broken? I saved lives, to be sure, but today I change them. Oh, it's not merely an opportunity. It is a once-in-a-lifetime chance to become better. To become the full extent of the promise that is locked inside of each and every one of us. So first of all, let me ask you this question. Do you like adventure?
So you're just hanging around again, are you?
I'm here to do my duty, which is hardly the same as adventuring.
So you mean to say we do not live a life of adventure? We don't do anything else all day long.
Clearly, two strong personalities stand before me. Two who voice their opinions with vigor when they differ. What else could I expect from mighty source hunters? Too bad your line of work comes with such measly recompense. Am I right? The wage of a mere soldier. Now, between you and me, tell me truthfully, don't you sometimes wish you could earn more?
Pay the big cheese on your block with a wheel of the good stuff.
Well, I can't say that I haven't.
And I can't say that I have. I'm content with what I have.
Well, don't quarrel about it on my account. Still, if a matter is divisive, it is divisive mainly because it is alluring. And riches are so very alluring. Even so, my friend, matters of a pecuniary nature aside, what is life without variety, without spice? To be a source hunter must get frightfully dreary sometimes. Am I right? All those orders. Investigate this, retrieve that, and at the end of the day, what do you have to show for it? Wouldn't you prefer to call your own shots? Be your own boss?
Big cheese on your block with a wheel of the good stuff.
It's better to lead than to follow. That much is true.
I disagree. I, for one, am content with my station.
You disagree with one another. But that proves you are firm-willed, that you have the minds of independence, not dependence. Admit, life's too short to spend it doing someone else's bidding. Am I right? Of course I am. And I could help you attain the dream, enact the change you deserve. And that is exactly why I am here. Why fate has put me right by the door to the King Crab, so that I could meet you and tell you about the marvel that is the Fabulous Five. The invitation to join is yours. Grab it. Ah, the Fabulous Five. How I enjoy simply saying the words that describe the most illustrious and celebrated adventurers' guild in Rivellon. Our mission, to better the world. Our mantra, to better ourselves as we do so. To realize our dreams and cleanse our souls. You'd like nothing more than to enlist, wouldn't you? Of course you would. And you can. Of course, if you still have questions,
I can hate
shall
this
answer
guy.
them to the best of my abilities. But if not, how about we get started? What a gem of a question. Straight as an arrow, sharp as a switchblade. Most meritorious of you. Now then, to join the Fabulous Five is to join a fellowship, to join a fraternity, a sorority, a community. The title of Knight is bestowed upon you the moment you sign our waiver, and so it all begins. I shall be the one to give you your first contracts, and once the job is done, I shall see to it you get your fair share of the reward.
No, you won't.
Of course, should you spread the word, should you propagate the gospel of the Fabulous Five and thereby draw new knights into our fellowship, you will get a share of the reward from their contracts too. Isn't that wonderful? By now, the genial glow of the fellowship must have warmed your heart. It has, hasn't it? But did I say fellowship? I mean family. For like a family, we support one another, cheer one another, see each other through thick and thin, partake in glory and defeat. Work hard, fulfill contracts, Enlist new knights, and swiftly shall you rise through the ranks. You will better yourself. You will better Rivellon. You will make the stars shine all the brighter. And you'll get fabulously wealthy in the process. What's not to like? Of course, of course, of course! All you need to do is sign this waiver, and just like that, snap! You're part of the family. All I need is your lovely little autograph. What do you say?
Not in the mood for cheese. That excuse is
Join a guild, better the world. You'd
We'll let fate decide.
Gods, you're gullible.
I'll thank you to leave me be, you old fat.
We must think of our own futures. The Order of Source Hunters will not provide for us forever.
Are you telling me this is not the most double-faced guy you ever met?
No, we'll do as I say, and there's an end to it.
Burn.
Marvelous. Magnificent. Oh, but what am I saying? Fabulous is the word. You may not realize it yet, but your fortunes, your very life is about to change for the better. So let us not dilly-dally. To business. Your first assignment is ready and waiting if you're ready and willing. Oh, it's a pretty straightforward task, this one. Now, in this town dwells a wizard. Ahu is his name, and he's a frightful eccentric. Scientific type, you know the kind. Favors reason over faith and all that. Not Fabulous Five material, him. His experimental weapons may keep a couple of skeletons away from the city, but many of his other researches failed, malfunctioned with tragic consequences. One of them was a big lumbering apparatus, a frightful automaton shaped like a giant made of steel. It was supposed to crush the undead by the dozens, piloted as it was by a trained legionnaire. But you can guess what happened. Did it become sentient? Was it cursed? Whatever the cause, the thing relieved itself of its pilot and headed north towards a network of caves. Now ask... Luckily, there are those in this world who belong to the Fabulous Five. The braves who eat such They call the undead a problem, my friend. But those who know the ways of the Fabulous Five, no problems. They see...
Join the stud club if you've got an eye for father, Taser.
Come now, Alistair. Surely you've mentioned that one short
Careful now. Your head's growing more swollen.
Ah, hello. I suppose you're here to viciously interrogate me for information I don't have, like our noble Captain Aureus before you. I am the Duke of Ferrell, though I suppose my name is in the mouths of enough ruthless gossipers that you've heard of me by now. Yes, she and I have a history. That's hardly a secret anymore. I quite doubt it was even a secret from Jake while he lived. As easy as it would be to pin suspicions on Esmeralda or I assure you that the affair was never so steamy and sordid as the busybodies around town make it out to be. Jake and Esmeralda had no great affection for each other. He had his interests, she had hers, and there was little passion left between them. Certainly not enough to fuel a murder. It's very tragic news. I won't posture and say that the Chancellor and I were anything near allies, but I truly never wished the man harm.
pray.
They say he's privy to ancient and arcane secrets, the likes of which I doubt.
Look out! I see a trap nearby. Sweet relief. Oh, hum. More junk.
Creeping for you, Victoria!
Ah, you have come. Yes, that is most satisfactory. Begone. My name is Eglandir Twilsalanar, elf of the House of Gandavum, the slaughtered House of Gandavum. But by the twin blades of the Shadow Vixen, I shall have my revenge. The walls of memory are stained with blood, and I would see them bloodier still. The game, yes! A game of blood and brutality, of death and dexterity. Fun as herring the horror harlequin. But, like the serpentine stalker hisses before the stab, hush now. Darkness, darling. Hush, hush, and listen to my tale. The elves of Gandavum, they lived in peace. Oh, yes. But one night, when the moon had hid her face, the orcs of the tribe of Kazuldagar beset our city. They cooked and ate and burned every last one of us. The light of dawn never saw an elf of Gandavum no more. All undone, every last one of us. Except for me, the midnight rambler, away from the city. I was very old back then already, though indeed I whisper of many years hence. But death shall not find me. Oh no, not until every beast of Kazuldagar has been bled. I may be frail, a withered grey, but the wealth of kings is mine. Countless assassins have ministered to the vengeance that is my want, and now is almost over. By Kala, Lady of the Last Gaze, I swear it is almost done. Only the very last one of the Kazuldagar still eludes me. The crowning kill that would seal its fate and mine alike. I have tracked her down by the curse of the spine spear I have. She does not know her ill-shapen sun is setting fast. Color the dusk red, O sword of youth. Bloody the day with the bramble sap that runs through the veins of Victoria. Bring me the amulet that clings to her flesh, soon to fade. And yours shall be the bounty of vindication. Mine shall be its sanguine satisfaction. After long, long last. Yes, Victoria. She is the one whose heart must be held in hand. The heart around which the fingers of that hand must clench and tighten until its choking flesh bulges with blood and its beat slowly breaks. The orcs of Kazuldagar, they knew my name. Oh yes, by the bite of the roving rattler, they knew my design. And so they sought to save their last, an infant, she who was to be queen. To no avail, oh no. Years, how many I know not. Years I searched, and now she has been found. Her name is that of a woman, her employment that of a civilized being. But by the fork of Barbara Man-Eater, she is nothing but an orc, a cyst of nature, one of a misbegotten litter dragged into life from the tumid womb of a filthy, coarse-haired beast that was humped like a dog in the darkness of a stinking hollow. Victoria, librarian, daughter, adopted child of Cecil, Mayor of Sicile. There is bloodlust in you. I can feel it. Let it out. Set it free. Undo the last of the Kazuldagar. By the breasts of Sishara Goatsucker, give me my revenge!
That was quite the radical change we witnessed. I never would have thought that the benign old man we met outside would turn out to be a vengeance-driven aficionado of assassins.
He is as much a savage as those orcs. And how is Victoria guilty of her tribe's crime if she was but a babe at the time?
She may not be guilty, but she'd have committed the same crimes had she grown up among her own kind. It's inevitable.
Soon the last will be beaten.
Greetings, greetings. Oh, you are most welcome in my chamber. Customers rarely find me up here, but I do so abhor the hustle and bustle of the marketplace.
By the filed teeth of Sulumar's soul shredder, the end is nigh. Death comes a-creeping for you, Victoria! By the filed teeth of Sulumar's soul shredder, the end is nigh. Death comes a-creeping for you, Victoria!
That I am. I have spent more of my life on the road travelling alongside great caravans than I have in any given place in Rivellon. All of this earth is my home, for a few days or even but a few hours at a time, that is. You wouldn't believe some of the things I have seen. Oh yes, a city besieged by the dead isn't even remotely special to me. All the better that it isn't. For you and for me. Because outlandish events lead to outlandish wares. You have seen them, have you not? Is anything amiss? A punch-on, perhaps, yes. I have the blood of sorcerers in my veins, and between you and me, the blood of sorcerers too. The power of sorcery is so very alluring, you know. But let us change topics. For should hunters catch a whiff of my inclinations, they wouldn't hesitate to kill me where I stand.
We happen to be source hunters, actually, and we will most certainly kill you where you stand.
Sorcery is an incurable disease. If it's in your blood, all we could do is put you down.
Gods have mercy! You're a source hunter! But I never really dabbled in sorcery. No! Stand back! I'll defend myself!
Soon the last will be beaten. Beaten like the anvil of Grog, the torture.
Seventh Spider!
All hail Grog! All hail his hot steeled instruments.
Become one with the air.
Soon the last will be beaten. Beaten like the anvil of Grog, the torturer. All hail Grog! All hail his hot steeled instruments. hunters go stalking in the night.
Get out of my way!
By the needles of the million bleeder, they'll end it all! End it all in blood!
Seven have mercy on your soul!
My will is strong, my aim is true.
The hunters go stalking in the night. By the needles of the million bleeder, they'll end it all! End it all in blood! The hunters go stalking in the night. By the needles of the million bleeder, they'll end it all! End it all!
Die, vermin!
The hunters go stalking in the night. By the needles of the million bleeder, they'll end it all! End it all in blood!
What have we here? A source hunter, is it? Well, my day just became rather more stimulating. Oh, stand still then, if you don't mind. I want to take a good long look at the so-called savior of Sicile.
So you're just hanging around the inn, are you? Waiting for what, exactly? Oh, you think you can speak that way to her? Well, suffice to say it, I've got my eye on you, Baron.
I have a duty to peasants.
Tall as an elf, strong as an orc, but your face, quite clan, my word.
Oh, my good man.
Come now,
Drink,
Alistair.
please.
Surely you've met your match once or twice.
Pay the big change on your block with a wheel of the good stuff.
What? Oh, it's you! What news? Someone wants to see Victoria dead? That cherub of the book? That seraph of the library? Outrageous! Hear you me. You must stop that dog by any means necessary. As mayor of Sicile, you have my permission to take drastic measures if need be.
Place the Tush Jagetta, friend. Tush Turjageta, friend. Kiral is sore. Oh, do pardon my language, my friend. But that is quite the startling revelation. So much sadness, so much anguish. Eglandir's tale is heartrending, though it seems that in the pursuit of retribution, he has himself become as great a ghoul as those that wronged him. Does he not see that I am now the one who is to be wronged? Why, oh why must he make me, of all gentle-minded and life-loving creatures, why must he make me the target of his imperishable hate? Whom have I ever harmed? I live for books, not brutality. So, let us approach the situation with reason and ask ourselves, where do we go from here? Though, first let me say this. Hashizm bil kushim zunum. From my heart, I thank you for warning me. I thank you and I trust you. So pray, let me pose the question. What do you advise we should do? My amulet? But it is Haxmaji, a sacred token that houses the presence of my ancestors. No, I cannot part with my talisman, the keepsake of my soul. You may try and trick me out of my amulet, but you will not succeed. I said you shan't have it, and that is final. Turjageta, yes? Have you leg Fizoda? Yes, a capital notion. Let him be brought before the law for his schemes. I am an innocent, and Eglandir would see me dead. That is a grave offense, is it not? It would probably be better if you rather than I informed Captain Aureus, though. He bears little goodwill toward me ever since my more savage brethren have been marauding the beaches and killing his legionnaires.
Before I go up there, I think I'm going to take a little bit of a break, but then I'm going to go to the graveyard, I think. That sounds about good. I'm about ready for some fighting. Haven't done that yet. Alright, I'm back. I am gonna go... Actually, I need to equip some stuff.
I'm overheating here!
Warm as dragon's breath!
I think I'm gonna go to the butcher real quick and have him arrested.
So, what's the bad news? This here's my family business. Yes, there's been a Roberts escorting stiffs into the next life since the foundation of Cyseal itself. They don't write epics about morticians, but I'm proud of my work nonetheless. Sad story, that. Though if I'm speaking plainly, the sentimental aspect of it all doesn't make much of an impression on an undertaker. Especially not these days, with so many laid low by the...
Oh no. I think my game froze. Well, I guess I'll just end it here right now. I don't know when it auto-saved, so I don't know how far back I'm gonna have to do it. I just realized I haven't fucking saved in a while, but whatever, I guess. I will probably be back in a couple of days to try to do some more, but I don't know if I will or not. I need to see if I can put this on my YouTube, if it's gonna do stuff. But anyway, see you later.